Good evening, everybody, on this snowy, cold day.
Snowy in
Uh,
Oklahoma, at least.
yeah. Um, Welcome to Kicking Out at 2, where you two can yeet like me. The chow. Um, I'm Michael. With me, as always, is my auditory visual tag team partner, Tori. Tori, how are you?
I'm starting to question why I do this at times. It's like, why do I keep answering the phone when Morgan calls too? So,
Because you love us, obviously. Um, or because I'm like a cancer. You can't get rid of me. Um, One of the two.
no, no,
No? Okay.
no.
All right.
Wow.
Real quick, I just want to preface I am waiting on a package, so if I hear a knock or a doorbell, I'm going to run off screen real quick. Well, I'm going to hobble as quickly as possible off
Yep.
screen. Um, go deal with that. But we have kind of a short show for you today. We're just going to do some news stuff because at 10:15 Eastern Time today, good friends of the show, Princess Jess and John A, are going to be doing an interview with Suicide himself, DJP.
It's a big get. It's a good get for them. I'm pretty happy about it.
It's a real good get. So we're gonna end it so we can give them the floor. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna hop on it too and just kind of watch it because I like doing it. Um, Saw their interview with Layla, which was a lot of fun. She's
Good.
such a sweet woman.
Nice.
Um, but anyway, let's go ahead and get to some news. I'm gonna make that a button. Um, while the, while the opening was playing, Dory asked me if I what I thought about Malakai Black. Ironically enough, that is our first story. All of these come from Fightful Select, so make sure if you're not currently with them, go ahead and sign up with them, or continue coming to us. I'd prefer that anyway. So save your $5. Just keep watching us for free.
If Sean happens to see this, he doesn't actually mean that. We're gonna send them to you. We promise.
Um, or we're gonna start our own channel like we already have, and not be part of Fightful, like some people that are not part of Fightful anymore. No, obviously, uh, it, to our opinion, one of the best as far as news concerned. He's always on the up and up. Uh, I've yet to see him say something blatantly wrong, like some people, Crunkle Dave. Um, but yeah, so no, the first thing, Malakai Black, his AEW status obviously is in contention right now. He's kind of been out for a little while. Uh, he had a promo with Will Ospreay on Dynamite as well. Not he didn't, excuse me. There was a promo on Dynamite with
Yeah.
Will Ospreay suggesting that Buddy Matthews should step out of Black Shadow. Um, there has been a lot of talk of his contract being in contention as far as what's going on there. um, Bible reported though that his contract runs out through 2027 with option years after 2024. So he might have taken his option to dip since it's option years after 2024. So that means there's no definitive confirmation on what he's doing right now. Obviously, the fan reaction right now on it, everybody's talking about him coming back to the E. Um, he's done some good things in AEW, but I think we just talked about it on the last show on Tuesday. If Tripp never let him go, he'd be a top dog right now because he was one of Tripp's guys. He was one of the ones he wanted to be, like, he wanted him to be the face of NXT.
Hi. Here's my problem. What are you gonna do with him? Can you put him into a main event right now? I'm not talking ability wise, because God knows he can go with anyone.
Right.
Can you put him into a main event program and make people care about it? That's the question.
So I think, in my opinion, fantasy book hat on, I would not try to shove him in the main event scene right away. But his first main feud, Shinsuke Nakamura for that title. I think it's
See,
big enough for his name. I think it's small enough for people to get to know him again.
yeah, I can see it. I just,
Now, if I had my way, he'd come back and attack Big E. Because that was the last thing he did on WWE television. He came out there, black masked Big E, and then next thing you know, he was gone.
seriously.
Seriously. So if Big E is actually cleared and this whole thing's part of a storyline and all that stuff, I would have him do that. I would have him come back in, catch him walking down a hallway, knock his ass out. That steps him away from New Day for a little bit. Let that simmer. It finishes up this thing that's been 5 years now in the making. Gives us a chance to see who he is again. But I do see what you mean, though. He's been gone long enough and not on AEW nearly enough for the casual fan that watches WWE to really know or care who he is.
Now, don't get me wrong. If that music hits during the Rumble, I'm gonna pop hard.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, and here's the thing: when that
because that entrance thing was a banger.
oh shit, I was just about to say, if it hits at the Rumble, the people in the arena are gonna pop hard, but we're doing this thing in Saudi.
That's next year.
Is that next year? Okay.
That's next year.
Okay.
This year's in Indianapolis.
Okay. Well, then this year, yeah, this year they'll pop because you've got smart fans that come in for that. So people there will pop. So hopefully that'll translate if he came back during the Rumble. But yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of potential. Does he stay in AEW for a long-term story with what they're doing with Buddy?
So,
or does he come back to the E? Does he take some time off? Like,
here's the other thing. Like, sorry, I would going through Twitter and somebody said Wrestle Purist said those spoken with in AEW were of the belief that Malakai Black was finishing up with AEW if he hadn't already. They didn't clarify if he'd be on TV again. I don't see them putting him on TV again if he's leaving.
no. I definitely don't see
I
that.
just
If he's like, here's the thing, they have, yeah. I mean, they've had that situation where they have someone on contract that's just kind of holding it out, that they know's leaving, and they're just holding them out. They're not going to put him back on TV.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Damn, Santana's in great condition.
He's over in TNA, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's killing it.
Yeah.
So
Best wrestling nobody can watch. 3 a.m. on the Ocho.
the Ocho.
Yep, right after Dodgeball Wars.
Yeah. If he's done, they don't. AEW doesn't need him.
Yeah. I mean, in the same token, neither does WWE.
No. But is he going to go independent or does he go back to work with his wife? Like,
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's an easy call, right? If WWE
yeah,
will have him, go there with your wife, travel with her, like you get to spend the rest of your wrestling years with your spouse. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what he does, if he pops up somewhere. I think he actually does have an indie-ish match coming up here soon. I thought I had that written down too, but it is. So he has an upcoming CCW booking.
Okay.
So, uh,
When?
um, just says upcoming. I don't have a date on it, but I mean, so that in itself, not saying that Tony hasn't let them work other places, but that in itself
Right.
kind of leads to the assumption that he's probably done with AEW. Someone who's not done with AEW, possibly, JoJo Offerman.
I saw that.
So she showed up
The
and did just a little ring announcing for them, just because of a one-off because she was there and they thought it'd be fun. Well, apparently, she is talking about signing a contract with them.
and the people that are like, what a traitor, blah blah blah, fuck off. Like it's not like she doesn't have people there too.
Right? That's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. Here's the thing: like I love JoJo, I do. What are they going to do with her if she tried to go to WWE? And who's to say she didn't try?
Fair.
But I mean, I don't think she could pull off a thing with the Wyatts, which would be like the obvious choice is somehow stick her with them. But I don't think she could pull that off.
Yeah.
We could go back to ring announcing, but we just hired back Lillian Garcia and what's her name? The one that was at
Alicia
NXT.
Taylor.
Alicia Taylor. She's killing it.
She's great.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. If she goes to AEW, they've got that one girl, and I don't know who she is. What is her name?
No, you're asking the wrong person. I forgot Alicia's name. So, yeah.
It's not Dasha anymore. Arcady Aura is her name.
How could you
I've
forget
never
that
even
name?
heard of her. She apparently, I say it daily. Um,
My cat's name, Arcady Aura.
but I guess she worked on Lucha Underground, and she worked there. It doesn't say what she did there. It just says she previously worked on Lucha Underground.
Okay.
But she's, I don't enjoy her as a ring announcer. Let me put it that way.
That's a good. Okay, that's a political way to say it.
I'm not a fan. I
You're gonna
don't.
say that and then say we need to buy Greenland, but go ahead.
Okay, first of all, we're not doing that tonight because fucking moron.
Sorry.
Next, we're gonna change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Fuck out of here. He wanted to name him after himself, but Bay of Pigs was already taken.
God dang.
Fuck
Woo.
him.
All right. It's
So
enough politics.
anyway,
Go ahead.
I'm just not a fan of her as an announcer,
Yeah.
as a ring announcer. Give JoJo that job. She'd kill it.
Absolutely.
Give JoJo a backstage job so you can do something else for Renee.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hell, put Renee on commentary.
And the thing is, I forgot how good she was.
She was so
A
good.
match popped up the other day. I want to say it was like a Ray match of like, hey, remember when this happened? And then I hear her in the background. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. She was commentary for a little while, and she was really fucking good.
She was great. And she put in the work for it.
Yeah.
So put her on commentary every now and then. Shoot, put her on commentary for Ring of Honor with Ian and Caprice.
Yeah.
I just, I understand the whole point of what are you going to do with her, but I'm sure you can find some for her if she wants to work.
I don't disagree.
It's
But
a lot lighter schedule too.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as like the idea of her going to AEW or WWE, AEW has more spots for her. They have they have these two different companies between ROH and AEW. They got plenty of the like side project shows. like the EU stuff and whatever, something unlimited or whatever it is, that other show that they have with Renee and um,
Oh, they've got Dinner and a Match with Renee.
but then there's one that they do
Unrestricted is
together. Is it Unrestricted? Is that the one I'm thinking? It's
that's
unsomething.
Aubrey and Will Washington.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But then I think there's one that's Renee and that one dude together. I think. But anyway, they've got a bunch of side projects. They got a bunch of things that they
Yeah,
could put her in.
RJ City.
There we go. So yeah, I mean, they've got more places to put her. It is a lighter schedule. They're housed basically in one location.
Yeah,
To me, it's a no-brainer. Like it makes all the sense in the world for her to go there.
and
The tribalism of that, of people
Amanda's
like
there,
Team Mist,
so
whatever. Like,
and it's not like her and Amanda don't know each other.
right.
So I just,
I think it'll be fine.
yeah,
But you know, all the luck to her. Hopefully, she gets a good job there if that's what she's wanting. Hopefully, she has some fun there if that's what she's wanting. Um, and here's the thing: that means possibly maybe we can meet JoJo at some point, and I'm completely cool with that because JoJo seems cool as hell.
yeah, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, I'm here for it.
All right. Next thing. So Tom Pestock, which is Baron Corbin,
Oh,
he was backstage at AEW.
yeah, I saw that.
Apparently there was nothing with him being. He just was just there.
He was just there.
Yeah, he was just there. He was just visiting, having some fun. Knows some people there, so he was just kind of hanging out. However, because of him being there, his name has gotten into wrestling news as far as like what's he going to do and what's going to happen there. Someone with New Japan has said that they have some interest in him.
I heard that, and I'm here for that too.
Absolutely.
Look, I did not enjoy some of his characters, like we've talked about.
Yeah. Bum ass
That dude is
Corbin was a
talented as
stretch.
hell. Bum ass, Happy Corbin was stupid.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I just, but that man is talented as fuck.
Well, so here's the thing. I wasn't a fan of the characters, however, he is the prominent person that I have seen lately that can take chicken shit and make it into chicken salad. Because as much as I didn't like those characters, he was still entertaining as shit. He was so much
Absolutely.
fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, he took those characters and ran with it. So
yeah,
the fact that they're in on him, especially if you just take just his lone wolf, just his like his main character, the one he's always kind of leaned on. You take that character and that skill to New Japan, having him faces people like Ishii, like oh my god, just hard
having
hitting,
him
beat the shit out of
face.
you matches.
Give me him and Gabe Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
After that match with Omega, you can give me Gabe Kidd and anybody, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, Gabe's talented. He's
Oh my god.
wonderful in the ring. But you know, like people sleep on Corbin, but like he's a damn like he's a judo champ.
Yep.
He's great on the mic. He does
Yep.
great with character work. Like
Yep.
he's
And he can
solid.
work with anybody.
Oh yeah.
He can work with anybody. He can make little guys look great, and he can work with big guys because he can go power for power.
Mm-hmm. And to me, he has got one of the best setups for a finisher that I've ever seen. I love it when he does the dip out around the turnbuckle back in clothesline.
Yes.
That holy shit.
I always was a fan. So
But,
he'd be a good ad anywhere, and I wouldn't be stunned to see them bring him back to the WWE.
oh no, at some point, yeah. And it may be just one of those like he with Tripp running the ship. I think it's more of a look, dude. We ain't got nothing for you right now. Like you don't fit anywhere right now. Go somewhere, do some more reps, and like we'll call you when we have something.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any hard feelings there, especially like all the interviews I've seen of him. He's praising WWE and what they've done for him, and like Tripp's leadership and all that stuff. So it doesn't seem like there's any hard feelings. Like it seems like it was
No,
pretty
I think
amicable that he got let
it's just
go.
what do you do with them?
Yeah, if you ain't got a place for him right now, then no reason to have him just back there in catering. So like could a New Japan interest signal even like a broader trend of maybe former WWE talents is going over there? That'd be kind of cool to see because
Yeah,
over there it's always kind of been more about the wrestling, and over the years we've seen more character work happening there. Could we start seeing a surgence of characters being over there and not just
yeah.
like the hard hitting, you know, Japanese wrestlers
I
over there?
yeah, it was wherever he goes, he'll do well. And wherever he goes, I'll enjoy his work. Like either way, I'm whatever.
Yeah, I'll watch him. I may have to fast forward through the 3.5 hours of whatever Wrestle Kingdom he's on, but I'll watch him. I still have not finished Dynasty. I haven't even started
Finished
Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom. I
um,
haven't finished Wrestle Kingdom, so
a couple of miscellaneous updates. Controversial thing. Tribute to the troops apparently is out to pasture. That's not something we're planning on doing again. That was a Vince.
I have feelings on this, but whatever.
Yeah,
When we were in the middle of major skirmishes, wars, whatever the fuck you want to call them, cool. This was a great idea.
mm-hmm.
The past about 6 years, 8 years, they've been pointless.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we've even done one in 2. I think it's been about 2 years since we've had one. So it's just kind of quietly went away, but someone just kind of noticed it and brought it up as a question. And yeah, apparently, like it was a 21-year tradition. It went on for 21 years.
And JBL and Cena were huge proponents of it. And when they did it,
It made sense.
and like going over to where they were and doing this was fantastic.
Yeah.
When
Well,
they
it's.
stopped doing that is when it should have stopped.
I'm gonna make a really weird comparison here. Um, it's very much like Jelly Roll does free concerts in prison, and
Yeah.
it's just to bring some of the outside world back to the inside.
Yeah.
Bring some positivity and some happiness into that. Um, and it's very much that we were bringing home back to them.
Yeah.
Let them forget about what they're in for a hot second. Um, yeah, once we started doing them here, and it was just like on some training base here in the United States. Why are we still doing this?
Yeah. I agree.
Not saying we can't have like a tribute show every so often, but like we have Veterans Day, we have Memorial Day, we have days,
Right.
and those
And
could be those shows.
exactly. If you wanted to do one of those shows or do them on a base or something, cool. But to do this whole tribute, stop.
Yeah. So I'm fine with it
Stop.
being gone. I do understand the America of people that are like, but why are we getting rid of it? Well, because it's not really necessary at the moment. Like if and when we go back to war because of where we are, um, when we try to invade Canada and Prime
You
Minister
do
out
one of those
there
shows in
ain't
Greenland.
dealing with shit anymore. Did you see that video I sent you?
Yeah.
Prime Minister of Canada ain't like she ain't dealing with this shit.
Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to March 20th. Kyle Fletcher retweeted with, "This is Osprey's fault, I bet. Should have collaborated with me instead."
Right on, Kyle. Right on. Um, all right. So to end this point on another American disaster, so the Hulk Hogan situation. There's been a lot of talk over the last couple of days about him being booed and what was going on. Um,
I said it to you yesterday, and the fact that so much of like This is the one thing almost the entire internet wrestling community was like, we're all right here because he deserved every bit of that shit.
Absolutely, and it's interesting because like the whole thing with him going out there and being booed, like it overshadowed the entire reason he was there, is that they're partnering with his beer company. Like that was the whole reason he was there, was just to be like, yeah, Netflix, and we're partnered with my beer, yay! What? And why didn't we partner with Broken Skull like that? Just to me was
So apparently there was a discussion about that,
oh,
and they couldn't come to an agreement or something. I think it goes back to the same reason we got Taker at
Taker instead.
Mania instead
Yeah,
of Austin.
that's valid.
I think Austin's kind of done with them,
That could be.
and I hate to say it, I would freaking die if he showed up somewhere else.
I don't think he'd ever do that. I think I honestly, here's what I honestly think about him, just from like interviews I've seen with him, and I listen to his podcast from time to time. I think he's done. I think he has stepped away from wrestling, and he is perfectly fine being away because he doesn't
Yeah,
seem to have a care in the world. He's TikToking with his cat,
which
making
is
his beer.
Steve Austin TikToking with his cat is amazing.
It absolutely is. And
Man,
then like
Julia's back.
one of them died,
Ripped.
and then like he got another cat and named it the same name as the cat that died because he missed the cat that died so much. Like he's just a dude, and I love it. Um, but anyway, like it caused internal concerns, obviously, because we're not the only ones that heard the booze. They also heard it backstage. Um, the reports have suggested many in WWE anticipated negative fan reaction, but were disappointed that it dominated the media coverage. Like obviously we're trying to put on this great show. We've got this new deal with Netflix, and next day, probably a good 30% of the news articles about Netflix and Raw were Hogan out here getting booed. So much so that they did a piece of it on CNN, of all
Mm-hmm.
things, of him. They suggested maybe he turn heel and go back to being Hollywood Hogan. Um,
Saw that too.
Interesting thought. The future use of him, though, what is being kind of floated around is that we'll have him there for endorsements. We'll have him there for commercials. If we do like more documentary pieces, he'll be there for that. But they're pretty much done with him being on live TV. So,
And they should be.
which is interesting because just the day before that, there was rumors. Now it was spread by Hogan, of all people. So take it with a grain of salt. That apparently they were talking about him coming back to help with a storyline of some young up and comer. And that when they saw the booze, he was thinking, well, no, that's fine. We can do that. I'll come back as the heel against this, not to fight him, not to wrestle him, because they're not going to do that. But
There's
just
only one person I want to see this with, and it's Dominic Mysterio because Dominic's going to roast the fuck out of Hogan.
if Hogan came back, the only person you have him wrestle is Oba Femi. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Like a young Mark Henry.
Or you get Trick to wrestle him, and we recreate the Booker T moment.
And then you cut to Booker T the second he finishes that.
Tell me you didn't just say that. Um, there were some Raw Netflix highlights. Obviously, it was described as a WrestleMania level production because of all of the effort that they put into it, including the unveiling of a new ring, new entryway, new set for them to walk from, even just a new announce table. Like the whole thing was whole brand new, fancy looking. I don't know if it was the arena that they were in. You were talking about the TVs up top. I kind of rewatched a couple of things. There was LED lights in some of the crowd And so I don't know if that was just part of the arena that they were in,
Okay.
or if that was a thing. But it's like there was like a blue LED light in some of the rows of the seating. So anyway, massive thing. There were some unexpected absences. People were expecting maybe Becky Lynch to show up. We had the thought that Penta was going to be there the first night, but neither one of those really appeared. It did seem to be that we had a big spotlight on Rhea, though, for that whole thing, especially with Taker coming along with her to do that.
Yeah.
Looked like you were about to say
I
something.
first of all, huh?
I was saying it looked like you were about to say something, so I was.
The Taker rub was perfect. I we've discussed my beef with Taker, but he came out, he did his thing, and he left.
Hmm?
He didn't talk. He gave Rhea the rub and moved on. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask if you saw the women's triple threat match from last night
I have not yet.
with Willow and Tony Storm and Chris Statlander.
I've seen the spot and I've seen
Hearing
the end.
Excalibur, hearing Excalibur trying not to lose it.
Yeah, just cackling under his breath.
Uh and Chris sold the shit out of that.
There
She
was
sold
a.
the hell out of it. That was so good.
I don't remember who posted it. Someone posted, "Name this move," and I don't know if you
Oh,
saw.
said the Nissan.
I threw one in of it. The Gooch Ooch. I thought would be a lovely name for it.
Wow. Oh my god. Had Taz been there, would he have called that Yambag City or what would Roast Beef City? What are we calling it?
Putting the pigeons back.
Uh,
Face full of pigeons.
roast Beef City? What are we doing?
Uh, Arby's. Just call it Arby's. No, I did catch the spot. I haven't went back to actually watch the match yet, but I did see the spot. It looks like they had a lot of fun in it.
They did.
And I like the idea of the match too. That it wasn't like a match to get into the gauntlet. It was a match to see who goes first in the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So I think it was a nice touch. So we're still going to end up seeing those three in the ring together again very soon. So
Yeah. I think we're gonna see a slow rebuild of Willow and Stat.
I think so.
Oh, I just saw something that said they didn't know Travis Scott was gonna be smoking when he came out, but there was no heat on him for it.
Nor should there be.
No. The fact that my man rolled out with a blunt on Raw.
He's out here with Sage.
Is this a thing, or are we just hoping for it?
What?
Oh, Tonga Twins to NXT, but it's just somebody wanting it to happen. It's not.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't a thing.
Those girls are good.
Yeah, they are.
Digging the idea of when we get hot girl graps. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Look, Harley Cameron is a fucking treasure.
Absolutely.
Her and Mariah have both done heels calls, and I fell in love with them both in that. But just all the stuff they've had her doing is so good.
Well, and honestly, like I'm glad to see those two together because it's weird because they're basically the same character, in my opinion. But they're so good separate. Like I'm perfectly fine with them being basically the same person.
So yeah, that match is going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Harley covering her mouth for the feel the wrath part, and then saying it and rolling off real quick. I'm just like, those two are best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both talked about it when because they did two. They were each on a different heels call, and they both talked about the other. Like Mariah talked about how close her and Harley were, and how much time they'd spent together, and so on. And then Harley did the same thing, talking about Mariah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Well, that is the extent of our news. You watched Dynamite. Is there anything
I
else
did.
that
Good
you
show.
want to feature from Dynamite?
Kenny, I think we're gonna get Kenny and Osprey against the Don Callis family,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm super here for this.
Yeah.
You're getting two of the best wrestlers in the world against, and actually, if you did it right, you could bring in Buddy and Brody for a
Mm-hmm.
4-on-4, and that match is going to be fucking incredible.
Yeah, that's 12.5 stars in Japan.
Yes.
What do you think about Hobbs winning?
It's fodder. He's not winning. At no point do I think Hobbs actually has a chance of winning that title. I like Hobbs.
I wish he did.
Love Hobbs. He has a great reputation in the company. Like everybody loves him. He's not winning that. He's not.
He's not. There's been too much start stop with his career. Like he could be now that contender, but they have stopped his momentum so many times. And be it a couple of times were for injury, but then sometimes
injury and so on. Yeah.
Sometimes he just faded away, and it's like, well, why are we doing something with this big ass bastard? Like he should be a dude that's a contender.
Yeah.
So Kenny's first match back in AEW is Brian Cage, by the way.
I'm kind of okay with this. I'm okay with this in that they're selling up the punch to the stomach is a thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And Cage's size and so on makes it more interesting. But I don't think it's a bad thing to start with somebody that's mid.
Right.
And I don't say that as a knock on Brian Cage.
No.
But just his position with the company, he's mid.
I will say, like, I was really harsh on Brian Cage.
Yes.
It was around the time we went to go see AEW last.
Yeah.
But that's because I always felt like he was too big. Like he was trying to do all these like flippy things. He was trying to be high flying, and he's just a massive human being. And I don't like. To me, it doesn't fit. He's not mobile enough to look good doing that stuff. However, he's slimmed down a bit. Like, cause the last time I saw him, like he's a bit smaller. He's still jacked as hell, but he does look a lot smaller and a lot more mobile.
An hour ago, it was announced that the Von Erich kids have signed with AEW ROH and are all elite.
Oh, okay.
Marshall and Fred. I don't remember the other one's name.
I cannot validate this because I just saw it, and it was from Wrestle Sports. I think was the name of the thing that said that they had just talked to Triple H. That Mike Bailey is not signing with AEW. That he just signed with NXT.
Okay, it's not Wrestle Sports. I'm not finding anything from them.
Okay. I can't validate that. It wasn't even them that said it. It was someone that retweeted a tweet saying that was happening. So I can't validate that. Honestly, if that's the case, I think it's a bad idea. But
I know it was on while we were doing our show the other night. Did you see The Rock's whole speech from NXT?
You mean the takeover of NXT? Because he was just talking about all this random shit.
I was like, we're on Netflix. We got like one shit. And Rhea saying you fucked up and it wasn't loud.
Right.
He said, "I'm in my goddamn feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get me all fucking emotional." Like he said, like five, and I'm like, the funny thing is, they bleeped it on the broadcast, but then CW posted the uncensored video on YouTube.
Yep.
They understood the assignment.
Yep. Absolutely. If you want to see this stuff natural, go watch it online. Yeah, no, I'm thinking he probably drank too much Terramana before he came out there, because he was just blabbing, and he was chee-hooing every 5 seconds, and
That shit cracks me up. I'm sorry. Him doing the Maui Chi-Hoo kills me.
but yeah, it's cool. It was cool to see him have a moment with his daughter too, like, because
That was nice.
he doesn't come around a lot anymore, and
This is his first time on NXT at all.
yeah, her getting a moment with him, and them
Yeah.
actually referencing it, like actually, like she said my dad, so that's
Did
cool.
she?
Yeah, that they actually, like, they reference that was her dad, and
Oh,
so
okay. I missed that.
I'm glad they did that. Let's not hide away from it. Big elephant in the
Am
room
I
type of thing.
following Matt Riddle? Ew. Okay, I'm not. He just popped up.
They'll change that.
Oh, because I was looking under. I put in wrestling as my search, so he popped up.
Gotcha.
Never mind.
Well, how'd he pop up in your search if you search for wrestling?
There was a hashtag on his post an hour ago.
Oh, okay. I see.
You need to go to Fightful's Twitter and look at the post an hour ago.
Oh, and do I want to?
Yes.
Well, if I'm looking this up, I need you to entertain them then, because I'm.
Yeah. So, Dynamite was a good show. It was fun. It was what you would expect after World's End and the New Japan shows. We're getting Jeff Jarrett MJF, and I'm kind of excited about it.
How long ago? You said an hour ago?
An hour. You'll know it when you see it because we just talked about him.
On Eric, there's Drew. Okay. All right.
The laugh told me you found it.
Yeah. Yep. So sad too, because it's still one of my favorite theme songs. Like, I would
If
bump
y'all need
that
a
shit.
laugh and you're watching this, go look at Fightful's post for an hour ago, and it just makes the Hogan thing even funnier.
All right. Oh, I thought you were saying that's what they were doing. Do that.
What?
I saw a post. It was WWE 2K25 community, not WWE 2K25. It said an open world career mode. I was like, oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
You kind of have one. So I don't know if you've ever seen videos. I'm sure you haven't played it because it's a horrible game. But there's a game where there is an open world, and like you can go in the subway, and you like walk in the street, and you go to funerals because people die in the game.
What game is it?
Hold on. Wrestling Empire.
Okay.
Like, it is a shitty game, but it's got so many things that I kind of wish they would add to a real game. But yeah, you can throw people in front of the subway and kill them,
Nice.
and then show up at their funeral. It's cool as shit. There's some funny videos about it. Yeah, so I saw that and I thought they were saying that that's in the game. I'm like, holy shit, that'd be cool as hell.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
I did throw my 2 cents to 2K because 2K did post on there like what's a feature you would like to have. Very much an online GM mode, please.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. It'd be really easy to do too, because you just book the shows at the same time, and then you end up in like a waiting area if you finish before the other person. And like you just and then the other person hits enter, and then
Interesting.
like it would make sense.
Yeah.
And then you would just share your screen on the teams here, and I would put that on there and have your screen and my screen side by side.
So the only other, I mean, they did their gauntlet for Moxley and Hobbs one, which
Mm-hmm.
that's a choice.
I thought we were going to get the Adam Cole Ricochet super kick.
I thought so too.
They still did a good
I thought
one,
so
but
too.
I thought we were going to get that sick looking one from NXT.
Where Ricochet was upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, when I saw Ricochet go to the top rope and I saw Adam step back, I'm like, oh, he's gonna kick his fucking head off.
He kicked everybody's head off.
Adam Cole came in serving super kicks to everyone.
It was a super kick party for sure. I was a little confused because I saw that Kyle came out and he still had the conglomeration stuff. So is he in the conglomeration or is he in the Ultimate United Kingdom Elite whatever?
Undisputed Kingdom?
That.
I believe he is Undisputed Kingdom, but I don't know. And can somebody please explain to me, first of all, why TNA signed Tessa Blanchard, and second of all, why they're giving her a fucking title shot? What?
So I have no news on that. I've stayed away specifically of that story because I don't know enough about what's going on with her to have an opinion one way or the other, but I have heard some horrible things. And I have heard that she is not a good person at all. And so I don't know.
Stories, everything I read about her was she was a trash human.
Yeah.
And was terrible to work with, was terrible in the locker room. Like she was just a bad addition.
Yeah.
And TNA signed her out of nowhere, and now she gets a shot at Jordan's title?
Yeah.
The only thing I can think is this is how we're getting the title off of Jordan. Make the title interesting. Oh, wait, Jordan doesn't have the title.
No,
Masha does.
Yeah, she already dropped it.
So this may be Jordan's farewell.
Maybe.
Because Jordan wasn't happy about it. She was pretty open about the fact she wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's two different people, and I don't want to compare Blanchard to CM Punk, but from my understanding, it's very much like the same thing with Seth. Like, Seth didn't know he was showing up, and then he shows up, and like he's openly pissed about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sucks that she is a horrible human because she comes from a good lineage, good bloodline.
Yeah.
So.
And we would be remiss not to mention what's going on in California.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
horrible.
Of course, there's foil hats out there. I've already seen some of like it's all AI and it's not really happening. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you know who James Woods is? The actor?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about him?
I know he's on Family Guy a lot with piece of candy.
He has jumped on the MAGA bandwagon.
Oh, has he?
Yeah. And he said some just awful things. And all I can think is because he went on like somewhere bitching and crying about his house burning down. Wow, that find out stage hit you really fucking quick after you fucked around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you can't tell me that. And the other side of it is, I mean, apparently Democrats have a weather machine to cause hurricanes in red states. Why can't we do one there?
Yeah. And also there was a very like tone deaf tweet that was sent out about it, which does not surprise me at all.
There's been a number of those.
I've only seen the one where he's talking about I think the governor that's there. and
Yeah, he
name
is.
calling him, and it's like this
And
is not the time or the place.
and he said the governor was asked about it, and he was like, "I have literally people evacuating right across from where we are.
Hmm.
I'm watching them leave their homes." And he takes the time to politicize. I have a lot of things to say, but I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah. Well, he was actually out there like moving cars and shit too. Like
Yeah.
he's doing the work trying to help. But
And this whole why aren't they just using water from the ocean? Stop it. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
these other world is flat people.
I, literally. We'll just tilt it to one side. It'll be fine.
I was just thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to be that much of an asshole.
It's like that thing in National Treasure where they're all four on a corner. That's what it is. We can all just move to one side, and that'll cause the water to
There you
fuck out of
go.
here.
All right, I think we're going to end it there. We start going too much into politics, and we're going to lose a lot of people.
Whatever.
But before we go, no,
Ha ha.
no,
You lost whatever your suits thing was.
no, I'll do it, Manuel. There we go. Coming up next, Harvey finds out his past is coming back to haunt him during a case. Mike is faced with an ethical dilemma when Lewis forces him to do something that could hurt Harvey and his relationship in order to secure a new high-profile client. Next on Suits. Do that shit manual if I gotta. I don't know why the button's not working.
I can't stand.
But anyway, thanks for joining
I
us
just want to
today.
make sure everybody understands this is purely for your entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Purely for your entertainment.
I do it because I did it once and it cracked Tori up, and now I'm doing it every time because just screw it. It's worth it. Thanks everybody for joining us today on the stream. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials down there below. Pro wrestling is for everyone. Let's keep supporting each other and building an awesome community together. Go ahead and switch over to Princess Jess over on the Lowdown. Her and JA are interviewing TJP. So exciting get for them. Going to be a good show there. And with that being said, this is Michael. That's Tori. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2.